Senator Lindstrom.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good afternoon, colleagues. Good to be back with you here on the first day of the floor debate. I guess I don't understand quite the level of fear that exists with going down the road of LR 14. This is an issue that we've talked about for years. Senator Ebke was one of the first people that started this process years ago, long before many of you were here. And as a veteran of the legislature, a few of us, myself and Senator Friesen, had the opportunity to participate in the mock Convention of States. This is 5-6 years ago. We traveled out to Williamsburg, Virginia. And I actually went out there because I was more curious than anything. I wasn't that familiar with the Convention of the States, but after going through that process and watching how this was going to take place if we do pass LR 14, my fears were eliminated on what would be deemed as a runaway convention. One, with LR 14, and I appreciate Senator Moorfeld's parliamentary amendment there to kind of gum up LR 14, but this has to be clean. So LR 14 needs to stand alone so that it matches the rest of the states currently. But when you go out there and you start talking about these issues that we have to agree upon, not only from the standpoint of 34 states, but in the case of ratifying the Constitution, 38 states, it would be very, very difficult to have a runaway convention. Let's take the opposite side. Let's say that Oregon, as an example, wanted to start to mess with the Second Amendment. Well, I highly doubt that the states in the Midwest or in the South would go along with that. It would be very difficult to find 38. What can we agree upon? I think term limits, we could have that discussion, maybe less so, but I do think when Senator Brewer and some others mentioned with the spending at the federal level, and this idea that we weren't built on states' rights, so that we aren't federalist government, the notion that somehow we're centralized and that's how our founding was, this is in Article 5. This was put in the founding document because of such an issue that when the federal government gets out of control, it is incumbent upon us, not only as legislators, but as citizens of the state that we represent and citizens that are in this crowd today, that we step up and push back against federal government, federal overreach. It is there for a reason. And we're coming to a point here where people are frustrated, not only with mandates that are coming down, but the overreach that has been continually perpetuated, not only in the last year, but for some time now, and citizens are fed up. And to me, LR 14 is one of those things, and as legislators, we can send a message to the federal government that we've had enough. And if you believe in states' rights, which I do, then vote for LR 14.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks are willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.